How are you doing? I want us to discuss very attentively on the issue we have in the Grand Colony. Just hold on. If you are watching me, we want to interact. If you're watching me, we want to interact so that we can share this together. Just hold on. If you're watching me, I am coming. Let me just post. Let me just post it so that others can join us. We want to clear what people are saying about okay. You can see you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You can comment if you have anything to say. You can comment. You can comment. I'm going to make this interaction a very wonderful. I'm trying to share it so that others who have been doubting on our updates will have reason to understand that our updates is always from the right source. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it because I want to make. Let me go now. All right, sir. Thank you, sir. I do the update so that we will all be follow with what we are doing. You can make your comments even on the Facebook. You can make your comment even on the Facebook, and I will take it and read. Reverend Bartholomew Agbochenu make a statement released yesterday. And when I share that statement, people say it is old 1 month statement ago. And I know most of those persons are those who don't have data to understand or to listen to if it is an old story or is a new story. What I understand is if I send a message, if you see a photo you saw before, it does not mean that the update is an old. It's only that I choose to use the picture. I choose to use the picture so that we'll be able to drive it in the video. Every one of us understand that YouTube does not run with audio. Before I will do the production to appear on YouTube, I need to do some work by either using photo. So the video you are already known was used to match the audio of the current updates. And that is why if you pay attention to the video and the voice is not matching the mouth. Reverend Bartholomew is speaking. If you listen to that video, you will see that it does not match with his voice. I choose to bring the video so that people will just see it that he is the one talking. You understand? Now, I want to play it in the audio while you are watching so that you understand it was audio. This is my WhatsApp platform. I will have a strong update. And this strong update here, once it lands from the source, I'm not picking it from a public WhatsApp. This is, if you see, is a personal, somebody, key personnel who have been receiving the update. Once he receives, he will send it to me. So my own work is to make you understand what is happening. I don't love keeping it alone. I make sure I make it available for everybody. And that is the most reason you see people calling me a scammer and agents of darkness, the devil, all kinds of names. But what I do is favoring you, because I get an update and I make you see it. If the update is not good for you, you ignore. The one that is good for you, you take it. But none of the updates are created by me. It is either the voice spoken by Reverend Tifulos or the voice spoken by the Reverend Bartholomew, or the voice speaking by a key personnel of the grants. I choose to convert it for you also to hear. Some of you are not on most of those platforms. Coming here is to help you know what is happening, so that when you are doing your business, you relax and know that this is coming. Okay, let me just, somebody say it is old statement. I want to play this so that we'll know if it is old statement now.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen in Grand Colony in Nigeria. You are hearing the voice of your elder statesman, Reverend Dr. Bartholomew Agbochenu, coming your way this day, the 2nd of September, 2022.
Is that, let me just pause, 2nd September 2022. Is it 1 week ago video? Is it 2 months ago? Like when I'm trying to bring a current update, people will come to say an old. Instead of them to play and also get what the man is saying. Okay, let me just play so that you know. We are going to explain the corridor of disbursement. We are going to explain what it means, because we have been making mockery of this corridor of disbursement. Let me continue.
I did promise you that I will come your way on the NU meeting saga and the issue of payment modalities. And actually, those are the points I am going to address at this particular moment. Point number 1, the NU meeting saga. For your information, as we plan towards the meeting of the NU heads, yes, our antenna are equally everywhere. Our binocular vision are focused everywhere to make sure that security is at its crest. But I come here and now to tell you that the security situation is not one that we can help at this particular moment. And as a result of that, we have decided to put the NGO meeting on hold.
You can now understand. When a meeting of NGOs was announced, many people were planning evil. And with the wise decision, the meeting was hold for the safety. Normally, in such meeting, it's supposed not to be announced publicly as he did. And that has brought a threat to the meeting. He has, and Tubert has the phone numbers of all the NGOs whose names or NGOs are listed for the grant. They're supposed to send the message to them or by phone calls that we will have meeting so time and so time. And that meeting is supposed to be known by the NGO heads alone. And with a restriction and with a message, a strong message, do not release the information for your own security sake. And such meeting would have been held properly. So for him to announce that meeting of heads of NGO is already a threat to the meeting, to the personalities that will be traveling to attend the meeting. So it is a wise decision to keep the meeting on hold. It is a wise decision. Just like someone who owe you very fat of money, let's assume that person owe you millions of naira. And you hear that that person is sick. You personally, you will do every possible way to make sure that they take the person to hospital and treat the person. Because if that person dies, he dies with your money. And doing this, you are protecting your own money, your own interest. So the NGO heads who are subscribers to global Tubats, we need to do what? To be very mindful. Very mindful. Because if anything happened to them, there is no way a beneficiary of that NGO can receive money. Because all the data is being in the custody, in fact, it's in the custody of that NGO. So if anything happened to the head of that NGO, then the beneficiaries, the cluster heads, will be loosed out. Yes, and that is why the security is very important when it comes to the heads of all the NGOs. That is the most reason he's keeping the SACA meeting on hold. Let's continue. Don't forget, we are here to explain the corridor of disbursement as it proceeds.
And as a matter of fact, the holding of the NGO meeting would have been to lead us into two major points. The NGOs will be addressed on how to conduct themselves properly as the monies will hit their account.
Okay.
To make sure that they behave themselves cautiously. And secondly, when you know the date of the meeting of the NGO, then you eventually would know the date that disbursement will commence.
Okay, here now. Let me just repeat that one a little while. Let me just repeat that one a little.
Yes, I am going to address at this particular moment. Point number one, the NGO meeting saga. For your information, as we plan.
Sorry, I just want to.
I did promise involved in charade. I don't get involved. We deliver. As a matter of fact, the holding of the NGO meeting would have been
Okay.
to lead us into two major points.
Listen.
The NGO addressed on how to conduct themselves.
Number one.
Properly as the monies will hit their account.
Okay.
To make sure that they behave themselves cautiously.
Okay.
And secondly, when you know the date of the meeting of the NGO, then you eventually would know the date that disbursement will commence.
Now, let me explain that. That meeting was very important meeting. Because the moment you know the date of the meeting and attending that meeting was to be the date the global the tubers will disburse the money, because it is that meeting all the NGO heads will know that the money will enter your account so day. And that was the purpose of the meeting. Because a disbursement, if it is a secret to the clusters, if it is a secret to the beneficiaries, it cannot be secret to the NGOs. It cannot be secret to the NGOs. NGOs must know when the money entered the accounts. So the meeting was for that purpose. The meeting was for that purpose. So because it has to do with the date of the disbursement to be announced, and the security threats was so high, and they have to keep the meeting on hold. Okay, let's hear him again.
But all said and done, there is no cause for alarm.
Okay.
I wish to inform you that we are already at the disbursement corridor.
Good. That disbursement corridor is the one that is bringing trouble. People are going backward, remembering most of the terms they use soonest. People are going. He say is already there. Where you are dancing show, this is that is that. People will always want to use the old information to thwart the effort of the current information. Let me explain to us what that corridor of disbursement means. And before I explain, somebody commented on my post and said, we are in the corridor of disbursement. It's still far to reach the parlor. It's still far to reach the parlor. They do not understand what it means by corridor. When we talk about disbursement, we are talking about releasing. You understand? Out, releasing. So when someone says the disbursement is already at the corridor, it means that the process started from the inner room where you have your bed, and after a long period of time it moves from the inner room to the parlor, where certain numbers of people have been included. Let me explain that again. When we talk about the corridor of disbursement, it means that there were key people in the bedroom, inner room, discussing, planning, making sure that this money will be disbursed. And after the bedroom, because it was few people. Now, after the bedroom, they move out from the bedroom, from the few people, to a parlor, which you know that parlor have space more than the bedroom. The bedroom might contain only 50 personnel. Now they are out to the parlor, which can contain even 200. So now they are finished from the parlor. Now you know how corridor is. Corridor is a narrow track. When you come out from the parlor, you get to the corridor. You get to the corridor. Standing in the line to do what? Get their money. Okay, if you want to say on, why I don't want to use online is because it's not outside. It is the corridor I'm referring is inside. So people will be lining in line of the corridor. So that means that the corridor is already people coming out from the parlor to the corridor, from the corridor outside where people are. So each person will be coming, approaching the corridor and gets their money. And that is what it means by the corridor of disbursement. So when somebody said it is now at the corridor, it means everybody can access the information at the corridor. But you cannot access the information in the parlor. You cannot access the information in the bedroom. Because there are certain people that need to know what was discussed in the bedroom. Just like in government, when they say they have a closed door meeting, it means it's not everybody. Even the press is not allowed in the closed door meeting. It is after they come out from the closed door meeting, what they agreed is what they will say outside as they are coming out. Are you getting me? So, but in the parlor, that is where the press will find themselves. In the parlor, they will get information to the masses. This was what was discussed in the parlor, because everybody will be involved. But you will not be involved. But when they now come out from the parlor to the corridor, it means you are now close to get the right thing, because everybody will see them. Are you getting me? Just like a bride is being prepared in a room and people are standing outside. The moment the bride start dancing from the room and come out from the room to the corridor, the people begin to see and peep. Oh, that is the bride. That is the bride. Look at, okay, that lady is very beautiful, beautiful. It's because the lady has moved from the room to the corridor. And by the time he's marching from the corridor, the next thing will happen that he will now appear in where people will see. And that is what it means by the corridor of disbursement, that the disbursement is already at the corridor. And let us not most of the time play with information. We should always try to digest information for our own good. We should not always use information released as a negative. And that is why I say, let me come live and let us explain and discuss this corridor of disbursement. If you are watching me, you can make comments. And I will eventually do what? Accept your comments. Okay? All right. And you can also do that in WhatsApp, in Facebook. Okay, let me proceed.
As many of you as trust in me and trust in Apostle Theophilus, O Ebonyi, and believe in Tubad Global Foundation. I am saying it and reiterating it that we are at the disbursement corridor.
Disbursement corridor.
Sooner than you expect. I would like you to relax. We are there.
Yeah.
This is Reverend Dr. Bartholomew Agbochenu talking. I don't get involved in charade. I don't get involved in things that would work out. You expect this money to come. I expect it more.
Okay.
Because when this money comes, I will not only have the money, I will equally have the name.
Okay.
Theo will have the name more than me, and I too, I will have my own name when the disbursement goes through. So all of us are working around the clock to make sure that we deliver on our promises.
Let me explain that to you. Anybody that is standing as a channel of greatness, as a channel of disbursement, as a channel to see another person lifted up, is making a name when that thing come to pass. For instance, what I am been doing for updates, I do it voluntarily. God bear his witness, I don't know Reverend Agbochenu. I don't know him. God bear me witness, I don't know Reverend Tivulus. I don't know him. I don't have Bartholomew phone number. I don't have Tivulus phone number. I have never interact with them. I don't belong to a platform that Reverend Bartholomew Agbochenu is. I don't even have. I don't have access. I don't know. But what I know is that I have you all. I have you all. I get the information and I present it. And people insulting me and calling me names, when the disbursement is done, I will have even my name will be even greater than the name of Reverend Bartholomew, because you have me on Facebook. You know me. I come live. You see my face, this ugly face. You understand? I don't hide, because I will always want to give you an update of hope. Update of hope. Okay, let's go on. As we go on, I will check if I have.
You don't have any cause for alarm.
Okay.
I know a lot of you have waited for so long, you have expected for so long, there is no cause for alarm.
Okay.
You are like a woman that is in travail. By the moment the child is born, you remember the travail no more.
That is true.
And definitely we are getting to that point. I would like your patients to have her perfect work.
Yes.
That is a scriptural injunction. So that you have been taught to be patient. But not only to be patient, but let your patience have her perfect work. Your patience has its perfect work by the moment what you are waiting for gets into your hand. I often get baffled when people say, okay, we have been patient enough. How long do we pray? And funny enough, a lot of them handle the Bible.
Okay.
Patience has no limit until what you are looking for gets into your hand. You shouldn't be patient halfway. No. That is not how to be patient. Except you don't believe in what you say you believe in. But if you believe in what you say you believe in, continue in your patience.
Yes.
I tell you and I reassure you, The day of celebration will hit you, and we are already at the corridor. Ladies and gentlemen, I am aware of several of you that are going through pains, that are going through stress. I am aware. I know of several people that private chat me. I am only looking for 1,000 naira to feed today. Those that I could give them, I gave them. And those that I could not give, I prayed for them. I said, don't worry. God is on top of the situation, and you will get to the point of celebration. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen,
Yes.
we are already there. Don't allow all these people who are all out to discourage have any influence on you.
Yes. Do not allow people who want to discourage you. Sometimes you will see another grant coming out. You don't even know that the grant is genuine. People will come and say, ha, you people are going there again. You people are going there again. So what have not paid? You people are still doing grant. No, let you pay before we go. Who will wait for you? Who will wait for you? When people discourage you, okay, my foundation has 2 grants that registered with Candlelights and Vision Skills. Though we don't call it grants, we call it projects. But I use the grant so that you understand. We call it projects. These 2 projects is, in fact, the 2 projects are focusing on agriculture, and the other one also extended to transportation, health, education. 4, in fact, including innovation. But when we sell the idea to you, some of you will be discouraged. Why must we continue to subscribe for a grant when TUBAT is not paying? TUBAT is not a mother of all grants. TUBAT is just a foundation of its own and has its own grants, like every other person's. So if TUBAT have gone to oversee, to negotiate and bring grants, it does not mean another person cannot go and negotiate and bring grants. So you who is there, who is, looking forward to have these grants, if you want to focus in one aspect, which is TUBAT, you are in liberty. But some of us who don't just give up, because we pay money in TUBAT, we pay money in Supreme, we pay money in other grants, does not mean we cannot proceed our life. We proceed any other grant that we can testify to be genuine. We, our foundation, will register, and nobody can stop us from registering, because I will not only depend on one source of income. Some of us depend on many sources. So if you see Candlelights and Vision Skill projects, and you want to be a cluster head or batch, please send me private message. And be careful, not everywhere you see Candlelights or Vision Skill actually from the right source. Be careful before you go and pay money to someone who is claiming to be an agent, or who is claiming to be a coordinator, who is claiming to be even NGO. Once you do that, you are off. Your money is gone. You must always meet reliable person. Even if you don't want to register under me, under my own foundation, there's nothing wrong. But make sure the person you are going to register is able to give you an information to show that you have those what? Register properly. Okay, let us see again.
A lot of them are not in this project anymore. And just like the fowl will say, what I will not eat, let me scatter. That is all what they are out to do. And they
Sorry?
all what they are out to do. And they are part of those whom we have had security reports that they might want to cause some mayhem in this meeting that we have planned. Yes, we know we are cautious, we are careful, and as we are careful, we wouldn't like to undermine anything. We wouldn't like to undermine anything. Meeting or no meeting, what is important is disbursement. And I tell you, and I reiterate on it, we are already there. You will get it sooner than you expect. Ladies and gentlemen, God bless you.
Okay.
I move ahead to the second point on my agenda. That is in connection with the payment modalities.
Okay.
Then, Theobald Global Foundation pays the NGOs. There's no contention about that. Now, the NGOs pay the cluster heads. There is no contention about that everywhere. Where the contention is
who pays?
Whether the NGOs should disburse directly to the beneficiaries or the NGOs, after disbursing to the cluster heads, what is meant for the cluster heads, you understand. Then the NGOs should disburse to the beneficiaries. Or the cluster heads are the ones to disburse to the beneficiaries. Several schools of thought have rocked my private WhatsApp wall.
Mm-hmm.
Those who are for or against NGOs disbursing directly. Now, I come up in this way to address the matter.
Okay.
Those who said the NGOs should disburse to the beneficiaries, they accuse the cluster heads that why they would want to disburse to the beneficiaries directly is that when they disburse through the cluster heads, some of the cluster heads are planning to zoom off. Immediately, the money hits the account. And the cluster heads, on the other hand, are saying that why the NGO heads wouldn't want us to disburse is that they want to short pay the cluster, the beneficiaries. Now, the question that comes to mind is this. The NGO heads that are accusing the cluster heads that if they give to them, they will zoom off, and that they are the saints, they are the angels. Is it all the NGO heads that are angels? Are some NGO heads not dubious? I don't know of anyone who, but although I don't know of anyone, it may not be too correct of me to say that they don't exist.
Mm-hmm.
I can't vouch for all NGO heads that they are angelic in their practices. On the other hand, can I vouch for the cluster heads that all of them, when this money is paid to them, will all of them be honest to disburse to the various beneficiaries? There could be some cluster heads that have the fear of God that will do the needful, and there are some that may not do the needful. Now, the modus operandi of practice is, however, that when Theobald disburses to the NGO heads, the NGO heads disburses to the cluster heads, and the cluster heads disburse to the beneficiaries, irrespective of whether the cluster heads are corrupt or clean. In Nigeria, in the Nigerian federal system, yes, money leaves the federation account to the various ministries, to the various state governments for execution. It does not mean that all the state governors are clean. Does not mean that all the ministers are clean. Stealings are still going on. But that does not prevent the federal government from doing the needful.
Now, let us explain this now. Remember that Reverend Bartholomew Agbochenu came up and under the influence of NGOs, that the disbursement will be disbursed directly from the NGO to the beneficiaries. And what he's saying now is that maybe he has a second reasoning and also believe that the clusters can do the disbursement. But the fear is always there that most of the clusters head are unknown people. Because people register from different angles. They don't even know where the person is. More especially, most of the people that register on Telegram, the people don't use their real number, or they don't even allow people to view their number. They don't even have their pictures. They use different images, and you see people registering through them. Some will even live from one state to another, working and asking people to register, and after they return back to his own states. They don't have access to them. They can't control them. So that was the fear that came up to some persons, that if this morning get into some cluster's hand, they will zoom off. And that is true. But how will they zoom off with the money when it is not even cleared for disbursement? News will carry, people will begin to call. Some of them will off phone. They will off phone. Forget about. Even though I'm not a cluster head in Tubat, but I want to let you know that it's very hard to be sincere. It pays to be sincere. Anybody that you see that is sincere in life has lost many things. And those things that does not belong to him. And it's one of those things I have gained, is to be sincere with the people that work under me. Is to be sincere with people that I work under them. Because what makes you a true man of God is when you are sincere. What you don't need to eat, don't eat. What you don't need to take, don't take. If the beneficiary need this information, give them that information. If you want to make use of their 100 naira, let them know you want to make use of their 100 naira. Don't lie for them. Don't tell them lies. Don't steal from them. Don't extort from them. Let them know why you are collecting this. And that is why, before somebody can be very sincere, must have this ethics within him. So most of the cluster heads can decide to misbehave. Not only the cluster head, most of the NGOs, some of them may zoom out. I'm telling you the truth, may zoom out and keep thousands of people on suspects. But I want the global tubers to make sure whatever plans they put should be able to safeguard every morning that will be dropped in NGO's account and the cluster's account. But my own opinion is this: to disburse to the cluster's heads will make the work very easy, because the NGO can only maybe subscribe to 200 people, and which is the cluster's head. Then the cluster head will do the work to disburse to the 1,000 people. Instead of NGO facing such challenge in disbursing to 200 people and 1,000 times 200, it will take a longer time and it will bring confusion. Some will say I receive, some will say I do not receive. So let it be from clusters to beneficiaries. And that is my own personal stand. Those who stood for NGO to beneficiaries, they are on their own. But I stand to say that the best thing is from clusters to beneficiaries. If you're against my own opinion, please say your own opinion. And that is my own opinion. Okay, let's continue.
It does not prevent the federal government from doing the needful. When money would get to the various places, they go through the ministries. But then, the ministers, by the moment you are corrupt and you are caught, you face the music. That is what happens. So, despite the fact that the cluster heads may not be trusted, what has to be done still has to be done. Because foul play cannot be identified only at one spot. The cluster heads could be corrupt,
yes,
and the NGO heads could equally be corrupt. So, given these scenarios, then the necessary thing, the necessary path trajectory of operation should be maintained. So, as a result of that, money should lift you back to the NGO heads, then from NGO heads to the cluster heads, then from the cluster heads to the beneficiaries.
Final. Money will lift you back to the NGO, from the NGO to the cluster heads, from the cluster heads to the beneficiary is final. And that stands. Okay. Let me see what your colleagues are saying on Facebook after I have shared this live chat. Let's see. I'm going to read so that you know that people, those who are saying one or two things. Well, let me check this one. Okay. Let me check. I want to check. Okay. 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 Somebody just posted here the special announcement. Good morning, everyone. Respond to Reverend Bartholomew Agbochenu voice note yesterday. Apostle Dr. Tivulus debunked the voice note of cluster chairman disbursing to beneficiary direct. Wow. You see the debunk. Okay. Note, the NGOs are the one to disburse to beneficiaries, not cluster chairman. Thanks and God bless you. Do have a joyful weekend. Be guided on what you post here. Okay. Okay, that is that person's opinion on this thing. And I'm going there. Okay. Okay. Okay, somebody is saying, yeah, well, okay, I have a few persons commenting on this. The first one says, Evangelist, hello, That's in. There are one person, okay, that is Buhari Nasir. That is one the person. And this one, Kayode Gabriel says, staying at the corridor is not enough. We want it in people's accounts. That is when our joy will be full. It needs to move from the bedroom to the parlor, from the parlor to the corridor, and to the corridor to your account. So now it is in the corridor. So it will be disbursed to your account. Kayode Gabriel. Okay. Ebinda Corporate says, you guys have started. You guys have started. Thus, coming live means we have started. I don't understand. I don't understand, my brother and my sisters. Okay, let's hear. How can I unread this post? I don't understand this question. How can I unread this post? That is Sarah Ako. Sarah Ako. You can make comment on Facebook on the post. I'm going to read your comments. Whatever you think about what is said, I will read it for people to know. Obi Comfort say, why not disburse this morning for once and stop all this posting here and there? Obi Comfort, I am not the one to disburse. I'm not the one to disburse. Okay, let me just add information to this post. Okay, your comments will be read on YouTube. So let us hear your opinion on this corridor disbursement. Okay, I'm going to send it across so that every other person will see. So if you have to follow me, please, you can equally make a comment and let me make it available. Make a comment, let us make it available. Okay. Okay, while we are still waiting, I believe I'm able to put more information on this. Okay, let me come here. I have a comment on this other platform. Michael Okafor says, Mumu man, I don't understand. No? To come up live is calling me Mumu. That is Michael Okafor. Then Frank Anone say, go and rest. Go and rest. My dear, I am resting here. I will not rest until disbursement is done. I will not rest until disbursement is done. Okay. All right. That is for that platform. I am checking another platform and see what they can say. In a short while, I will be off from here. So if you want to make your own comments so that it will be read on the platform, please do it now. Let us know your own viewpoints and we will make it, because internationally everybody watching us. Internationally everybody is watching us. Okay. If you want to make complaint, then I will have a time for that everybody will come. We'll make a phone line open. You make call and we will interact. Okay. Okay. Once again, I want to say thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for coming live and paying attention for this explanation of disbursement corridor and so on and so forth. Let me conclude part of this voice note of Reverend Tufulos, and I will go back and check the Telegram and see what others are saying about this very one. Okay. We're going to see. Okay. There is a reaction. There's a serious reaction. Please, let me bring it out. There's a serious reaction by Dr. Bode David. Dr. Bode David. Doctor.
A very good morning to all Nigerians. My name is Dr. Bode David, coming your way on the 3rd of September 2022 to react to the last V-note released yesterday, dated 2nd September 2022 by our elder statesman, Reverend Dr. Rev Agbochenu. Here comes the truth you need to know.
Okay.
Number one, I need to let you know that I am not here representing myself as Rev Foundation, but I'm also here at the same time to also represent HODEF, to represent all NGOs that are partners with Theobald Global Foundation.
Okay.
I'd like to let you know that in the beginning of this journey, all NGOs already have their document, their director's details, down to everything about them, submitted to Theobald Global Foundation. They have a form that they fill, which even that form has to be able to be taken to court with a court stamp on it, assuring that and you have made Theobald to know, and Nigeria government to know that you are authentic, that you are genuine. And I'd like us to know another thing is this, that all NGOs also sign an MOU with Theobald Global Foundation. They also sign an MOU. And the MOU has a legal backing, which means if any NGO should default, if any NGO should fail to keep to the terms and conditions, they will find themselves in big trouble. So therefore, the pattern of Theobald Global Foundation did not change. As at this morning, being 3rd September 2022, that I still make the call for confirmation. The pattern of Theobald Global Foundation is this. The NGOs are the one that Theobald knows. If anything happens, they're going to hold Theobald responsible. They're going to hold, the NGO, Theobald will hold the NGOs responsible. And you have to give an account of every penny that Theobald is entrusting into your care. And that's why you have all your details and everything, and you cannot run anywhere. A closer head can run away. A beneficiary can decide to run. No closer head is accountable to Theobald. No beneficiary is accountable to Theobald. I'd like us to know this, so that we can clear the air once and for all. When 3 days ago or 4 days ago, thereabout, when Rev Agbochenu released a voice note I am one of those who call his attention and say, no, sir, this is not done. Because I see put a call across to Theobald. I say, this is still, I see change that we don't know. And they say, no. And now you come aboard and say, NGO with the, Theobald will disburse to NGO will disburse to cluster head, the cluster head will disburse to beneficiary. The answer is no, sir. No, sir. We have to come on here because we have talked this thing. Even though they've called you, talk to you. One or two persons call you and let you know that this is not done that way. You re-edited the voice to release another one. Now you still release another one again tomorrow, telling all corporate that closer head we have to now go and open a subsidiary account, a corporate account, so that we start the whole process again. What now happened to NGO that have thousands of clusters? So they'll start the whole process again and delay the thing again. This is not from Theobald Global Foundation. Theobald is said, and I'm telling you, the bomb explosion is about to be everywhere. And I'm not talking of a bomb explosion that will waste life. I'm talking of the one that will waste poverty for life. We shouldn't do anything that will draw us back anymore. The masses have suffered too much. It's time for them to sit down and drink a very cool wine. And they have what? Have a together with onions and pepper. This is the time to enjoy life.
It is the time.
This is the time.
It is the time.
You cannot be going through a rigorous something again. To not tell them to not be going from one cooperative. If your NGO agree with you, don't mistake me. If your NGO agrees with you, of course you can go ahead. If your and then they said, okay, don't worry. Because the NGO will be the one to give account. Whether it's a cluster head that pay to beneficiary, whether it's an NGO that pay to beneficiary, the most important thing is that there is a disbursement. The most important thing is that somebody pays. But this is the truth in the Theobald Global Foundation. That the NGOs will have to submit. Their statement of account. We have to submit the payment of account. NGOs will have to submit. All NGOs must do that. To submit your statement of your bank statement to show that truly you pay this money. All NGOs will do that. All NGOs are bound by law to give account of whatever they do. And now this money is being disbursed. So NGOs and cooperative, it is compulsory. It is compulsory that they do that. Cluster heads, there are cluster heads that have clusters in 5, 6, 7 different NGOs. So they should start going around and begin to. No, they should collect their money, their 100M, 50M, depending on whether you are a sponsor or full cluster, and go and enjoy their money. Why the NGO should allow their bank, like we now, our bank is doing the disbursement and they are aware. I don't stress myself at all. All they need to do, thousands of the cluster, they will just disburse to the beneficiaries direct. Give me my money, disburse to the beneficiary. Give a cluster their money. Give sponsors their own money. This does not go well at all. No, this is not at a time we can be coming with COVID. Otherwise, people will say we are using the late tactics.
I think I have to come back from my former opinion and stand with Dr. Bode David. I think he's saying the truth. He's saying the truth. Let the NGO disburse to everybody. He's saying the truth. It's just a fact. Let us forget about whether I am the cluster head. He's saying the truth. Let they give the cluster head money and they go. So I'm standing again with, let me leave the former opinion of the Reverend Bartholomew, and let me stand with what Dr. Bode Davis says.
They will say we have started again. They will say, hey, Jehovah did not have any shishi. And this is the information, the last note, sir, from Rev Agbochenu, is not from Theobald Global Foundation. It's not at all from Theobald Global Foundation and should be disregarded immediately. And therefore, all NGOs in Jehovah Global Foundation hereby demanded that Rev Agbochenu, the elder statesman, comes out to clear the air. Comes out to clear the air concerning this. And we hereby call on Engineer Ibrahim Igoche, the information officer of Jehovah Global Foundation, to also clear the air concerning this, that they should pay 2 billion or thereabout to cluster owners' account, and they disappear with the money, and who will Jehovah hold responsible, the cluster head or the NGO? Do you know that personally in my own NGO, we are treating cases of fraud right now? There are people who bought clusters at a ridiculous amount from us. 2022, they bought clusters. And at the end of the day, they sold the cluster for 200,000 per one. There's an NGO that has 61 clusters with us. Sold the cluster for 200,000. And the people, when he was submitting information to us, we are on it now. There's also another lady called Deborah that is duping everybody everywhere now. And now there's so many clusters under us. I have marked about 486 clusters that I'm removing immediately. I don't want anything that will make the masses to start questioning me after they have waited for all this while. And now we are at the time of testimony. We will now be bringing issues and something that will draw the people back again. Rev Agbochenu, sir, with due respect, sir, before we bring ourselves out like this, I have talked with you one-on-one, sir. I am a Yoruba man and I have respect for elders. But this vino does not go well with the NGOs that are with Jehovah because this will bring serious problem to them. An NGO that decided to do that should know that they are doing that at their own risk. All Jehovah want to know is that give them what? Your statement of account.
All right.
Show the proof of it.
All right, you have heard. I'm going to end this section and I will go back to Bode David message. We are going to deliberate equally. You will have questions. I'm going to end this section and reopen another section. Today is Saturday where we can have time and discuss about and digest and have a peace. Okay. Thank you for watching me for this session and keep in touch. I'm coming back again live so that we deliberate on what Bode, and we are going to open phone line that you can call and we hear ourselves. Okay. God bless you.